Hello! Today we're going to prove the supplemental identity. Sine of theta is equal to sine of 180 degrees minus theta. I cited this identity in the derivation of the proof of the law of sines. And I showed that it works, but I didn't prove it. And so I decided to prove it because as mathematicians, whenever someone says take this and take my word for it and they don't prove it, it just leaves a nasty feeling in your stomach. And so I wanted to prove it for you all because you have all the mathematical tools necessary to understand it. So to prove this, we'll start off with the right hand side, sine of 180 degrees minus theta, okay? We'll note that we can use the co-function identity. Remember that sine of theta is the same thing as the cosine of 90 degrees minus theta, all right? This is the co-function identity. So we can use the co-function identity applied to this situation. Namely, this becomes the cosine of 90 degrees minus what's inside these parentheses, 180 minus theta, all right? Notice that then, after we do that, bringing the calculation over here, I get this is equal to the cosine of 90 minus 180 plus theta when we distribute the negative to both those terms. And then this breaks down, so bringing the calculation here, this breaks down to cosine of negative 90 plus a theta, all right? Now, notice that I can factor out a negative here. So I can get, this is the cosine of negative theta plus 90, or I can just say 90 minus theta. Okay, I just factor out a negative here and rearrange the terms because when I distribute this negative here, it restores what we had on the left hand side, so it's valid. But cosine is an even function. So what happens to this negative sign is cosine eats it. Because it's an even function, this is the same thing as cosine of just 90 degrees minus theta, okay? But as a co-function identity, just like sine of theta is cosine of 90 minus theta, cosine of 90 minus theta is precisely sine of theta. So this is equal to sine of theta. And I put this box here and I put a QED, which represents quod erat demonstratum in Latin. Okay? Meaning thus it has been proven, or thus it has been demonstrated, or thus it has been shown. So we have proven the supplemental identity equation right here. And all it took was a co-function identity, factoring out a negative, and another co-function identity. So now you guys know where this equation comes from, and it's no longer enigmatic how it was utilized in the proof of the derivation of the law of sines.